Alright everyone, and welcome back to Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts, playing as the Japanese Empire, and we are going to finish up our war against the Russians. We are in the process of attacking southern Siberia. We have this attack on the port of Magadan, and then of course we're going to finish up by taking eastern Siberia and Kamankta? Is that how you say that? Anyways, real quick, guys, just wanted to say, appreciate the support overall, just saying. Also, if you're interested in checking out the Discord, go ahead and head on over there, and the link for that will be in the description. Also, new series starting Sunday. It's not really a series, per se. It's more just having fun. So, hopefully, see you guys over there. There's no real structure to it. It's just, stuff I'm playing with the buds, my little Goonies that I like to call them. I adopted that name for my friend group, the Goonies, like 5 years ago, and it's hilarious because people they hear goon and they think that's not a good thing, and I'm like, guys, there's literally a movie. There's a movie called The Goonies. How the hell do you not know this? Now, luckily, most of you guys are on the older side. I have seen the analytics. I have seen the breakdown. Most of you are of my age group. So you guys know what the Goonies are. But it's hilarious running into younger people who hear that and they're like, wait, what? It's freaking great. Anyways, so we have a pretty big engagement here. One enemy battleship with a squadron of heavy cruisers and like all the light cruisers possible, which with our task force, it's 2 battleships, 2 heavy cruisers, a bunch of light cruisers, and then a bunch of torpedo boats. We definitely have the advantage in torpedo boats. Well, ours are torpedo boat destroyers, so they're a little better. I have come to appreciate the torpedo boat destroyer as a type of vessel. I have started to realize that when you unlock them, they almost across the board replace torpedo boats. I wish PT boats were a thing. I really do. And that's kind of what I want to discuss on this video. This video is going to be less about the history stuff, and I want to talk about the game. I want to talk about Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts a little bit. So one of the things that I really, really think that needs to be hyperly analyzed is the inclusion of non-player controlled AI things. For example, PT boats. I would love to see something where as you like research tech or whatever, you start to have these AI forces that help protect your coastlines and everything, and PT boats would be one of those. Now, of course, you can have there are examples of tethering PT boats to larger vessels like battleships and whatnot, and then using those as additional strike forces. Those examples do exist. They are prevalent. But just in an overall sense, it really does... hold on. 333. All right, let's just attach you to somebody. Of course, I had to attach him to the furthest division possible. Okay, northwest. All right, so we're going this way. Just make sure everybody's going in the right direction. Chakuma, what are you doing here? You're not supposed to exist yet. But yeah, it's one of those things where I think the inclusion of AI forces like that would be really cool, where it's like you don't really control them, but they do offer like an area of effect around your ports, similar to how minefields work. But also from the perspective, okay, let's slow it down. Start getting the torpedo boats out towards these guys. We have 1.5 kilometer torpedoes, so not too far ranged, but ranged enough. So let's keep these bad boys back a little bit. Have these cruisers screen in front of the fleet. All right, and then we got our big boy here. What does he got? Not much. So those look like they're 10-inch guns, if I had to guess. A bunch of 3-inch guns. So basically, lots and lots of point defense. So our torpedo boats are going to be at a bit of a disadvantage against this, but our battleships would absolutely wreck these things. Now, there are guns down in the barbettes down here, so can't tell how big those are. But if I remember correctly, for these types of Russian hulls, those can only be like 2 or 3-inch guns anyways. So lots of point defense, but nothing really terrifying. Let's look at this. What are you? That's a light cruiser, which it's one of the belted cruisers. It was like a bunch of 5-inch guns. That's a 6-inch or 7-inch gun on the back there. That's a 7. Then a bunch of point defense guns as well. But that's a belted cruiser. But yeah, so okay, let's do this. These guys are gonna hang out. They're gonna orbit. This is going to be the unit that attacks. We're gonna bring these guys out a little bit, and then these guys, they're gonna continue to screen in front of the fleet. Oh, also turn off collision. Have you guys suppress this dude here. Suppress that enemy. Ooh. Alright, so we're gonna bring this guy out. This guy can come out like this. Come on, launch the torps. Okay. If you survive, glory to the motherland. Or to the... Glory to the rising sun. Wrong campaign. Alright, and then this guy, we want him to attack this heavy cruiser. That's going to be a good hit. Nice hit. Nice hit. Nice hit. Alright. That strike is gone. Have those guys do that. Let's make sure these guys aren't colliding with one another. So we're probably gonna, yeah, the Katata is gonna go, but we've sank one heavy cruiser. We've gotten a couple good hits into the Okhotsk in here, but the Katata is gonna go down as a result of the attack. But it's kind of the intent. They put themselves in danger. Alright, so we've gotten several really nice hits into the Okhotsk, and the Okhotsk's probably going to go down with this. So this just leaves the cleanup to the rest of the fleet. So we're going to pull the torpedo boats away. The Okhotsk's probably going to go down on that. Let's get the Mikasas focusing their fire on that. and get the heavy cruisers defending that, and then we're just gonna let these guys pull back. Split off. I forgot to turn that off on them. So one torpedo boat for a heavy cruiser and a severely damaged battleship. Again, the battleship will be finished off by our battleships. So very good, very good. And we killed something else apparently. Yeah, this battleship, he's dead in the water. He's going down. Like, even if we just leave him, he's going down. So that's good. And now the cleanup for the rest of the fleet. Alright, boys. Time to have some fun. Oh, another light cruiser went down. Yeah, they the number of... what are these guys getting? 3-inch guns? Yeah, the number of 3-inch shells that were just flying around the fleet. We were definitely hitting other stuff. Let's tighten up the fleet formation a little bit. Get these guys pulling back. Have them smoke up. Oh, the the 6-inch batteries on the Mikasa's are just having a freaking ball right now. Oh, very quick succession. Three enemy cruisers down. Looks like the Oleg is not long for this world either. Alright, let's divert the fleet's movement a little bit. Make sure we don't sail into those torpedo boats. But yeah, no, the torpedo boat destroyers did an amazing job here. One loss for a battleship and a heavy cruiser. And the heavy cruiser was basically killed by the torpedo boats. 5,000 damage on one of those torpedo strikes. That was impressive. 7 hits all total. I wish I gave a breakdown, like when you hover over that, I wish I gave a breakdown of like what hit what. Alright, now that the light cruisers are backed off a little bit, start slightly turning these guys. The Russian fleet is definitely not enjoying this. But yeah, just to continue on with our topic that we were discussing, and that idea, you know, of having AI forces that are, you know, procedurally generated, it can be extended to land-based aircraft and a few other things like that, because one of my biggest changes that I think need to be made to this game, it was a big oversight not including aircraft carriers, in my opinion. Like, it was a huge oversight. I don't know why aircraft carriers weren't even considered, given the era that this is in, but it is a big oversight. So land-based aircraft and other stuff like that, just to have those extra assets that could be doing something at all, you know, at all times. You know, it's like, oh hey, this fleet sailed within range of our land-based aircraft forces or our land-based air forces, and then proceeded to get absolutely shredded because, you know, dive bombers just absolutely mincemeated the freaking fleet. you know, that would be something that I really think needs to be considered. Now, there is also the aspect of like more control over submarines and how submarines need to be, you know, much more useful than what they are. They're kind of just a static damage bubble on the map, which, you know what, I get it. Submarines are kind of hard to code in these games. You look at how long it took them to get submarines into World of Warships. You know, it took them forever to do it, and that was one of the first things they talked about when they were discussing World of Warships, was including submarines into the mix. Submarines were actually, and most people don't know this, submarines were supposed to be in the beta, but there was a few engine problems that needed to be worked out before they could actually introduce submarines. All right, so these 3 light cruisers are going to accompany the battleships and the heavy cruisers. These guys are going to divert this way and intercept any enemy forces that try to escape. But yeah, like, submarines were definitely in the promotional stuff for the early promotional stuff of World of Warships, and then again, it was like, what, 3 or 4 years before they got submarines put in. Actually, it raises a question. How long has World of Warships been out for now? Because I got into the closed beta. I bought the Yubari package because, one, I just love the Yubari. Like, historically speaking, actually probably one of the most significant light cruisers ever developed, simply from the perspective of it set the tone for light cruisers. Same thing with the Fubuki. The Fubuki and the Yubari set the tone for destroyers and light cruisers for the entire world. And the Japanese definitely had something going with those. So when I researched the Yubari, when I was just, you know, considering like, oh hey, you know, I possibly want to buy into this, when I was doing the research for that, I was like, oh, this is cool. Was it a good ship? Nothing's good the first time you ever make it. It's kind of just how it works. Like, oh, hey, you made this thing for the first time. You had no idea what you were doing, but hey, you know what? You did decent. Like, you did decent enough that everybody's looking at this thing now like, hey, we want one of those. All right, so let's get the battleships turned around now. And then again, these guys, they're just gonna coast over here. We're just gonna see what we can do by coming around this side of the fleet as well. I do want to figure out what our tech is looking like, because I would like to get a refit done on these for in the hope of maintaining some of these battleships. The Fujis are going bye-bye. As soon as we start building the Satsumas, they're going bye-bye. But the Shikishimas and the Mikasas, they will remain for a short time. They'll be declared second class battleships, and they will remain in the reserve for a short time. And that's the thing is, one of you guys made a comment about that. Divert away. One of you guys made a comment about that, and I apologize if I just don't remember. I'm getting prepped to work night shift tonight. And so the past couple of days I've been trying to stay up as late as possible. 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. is the shift. I'm helping cover. I shouldn't have agreed to it, but it is what it is. So I do not remember at all. Like I'd say like 90% of the comments that you guys have put on videos, like none of your names, none of the comments, again, like 10% of them are sticking in my mind. But one of you guys did make a comment about keeping around the older stuff for a while, and yeah, you know, if it's viable, then very much so. But if you have to understand, oh, I'm a congested mess right now. You have to understand that at a certain point, these older ships, they become so inefficient to use on a wider scale, and the dreadnoughts just supersede them so rapid. Like, these ships, because of the Kotoris and the Satsumas, are obsolete. They are 100% obsolete. But, you know, the extra mass does help for the sake of invasions and other things like that. So keeping them around as reserve ships is not as unreasonable. Okay. So we are... Now, another thing that I really think was a huge oversight. Oh, the Oleg actually survived most of this battle. That's impressive, Oleg. You actually avoided my ship's fire quite a bit after taking a beating in the beginning. One of the other things that needs to be considered as like just a huge oversight in regards to things in this game, and I think the game Ultimate Journal American Revolution has kind of exposed this, is there needs to be much more control over the entirety of operations. Like the fact that in American Revolution you control the army, you control the navy. I think that needs to be a thing for the second Dreadnoughts title, bar none. Like there just should not be any reason why that's not a thing. Because at the end of the day, you're talking, you know, you're talking a lot of inefficiency in this game. Like there's a lot of inefficiencies, and it is pissing off the community. And I know this for a fact because I talk to you guys like I do. There's been enough of you that I've seen the same complaints talked about multiple times, and I'm like, yeah, okay, apparently that was much like I'll see something mentioned on the Steam forums or whatever and whatnot, and it's like, okay, well, that could just be that guy, or it could be a problem. Well, there's a few things, like a lot of the inefficiencies in this game that are big problems with the community. One of those is being the army. People do not like the army mechanic in this game. They don't at all. They think it's a complete waste of time most of the time because the army doesn't do what you want them to do anyways. And when they do it, it's you have to support them no matter what, or, you know, there has to be a decisive advantage. And then, you know, with certain nations like China, for example, there's inherent weaknesses to their army forces that you don't get with the navy forces. Well, I can't say you don't get them because, like, for example, a lot of the hulls that China gets in the beginning, they're older hulls. Like the medium cruiser, a lot of people love the medium cruiser hull for the Chinese, but it is an older style hull that is not efficient whatsoever. You want to replace it as soon as you can. But because everything else before that is so terrible, everybody loves the medium cruiser hull. But it's a very inefficient hull. It's slow. It can't carry as many guns as you would like it to. And it's relatively unarmored, and there's a lot of shot traps. Actually, this is a perfect example right here. So a lot of people don't know this, but if you look at this hull, you have a massive shot trap right here on the model. Because this is angled the way it is. It's a 90-degree angle. The deck and the side of the hull right here, that is a shot trap. And so these shot traps if the rounds have any arc whatsoever and they can get into that shot trap, they are guaranteed to do massive damage. They have to penetrate, of course, but they're guaranteed to do massive damage because these older style hulls have those inherent weaknesses. That's why, for example, you'll see on the modernized hulls, the modern hulls, I should say, the modern hulls are flat deck across the board. And then you add the superstructure on top of it, and it's the superstructure that inherently becomes the shot trap at that point in time. But the superstructure is not part of the hull, so it doesn't affect the citadel the same way. Whereas this right here, this can lead to a shot careening through the ship into the citadel and just detonating you. So these older style hulls are very vulnerable. Very, very vulnerable. And so, yeah, it's that's what makes the Chinese hulls weaker, is that early on you have a lot of these older style hulls from the, they're decidedly 1890 hulls, but or 1880s, 1890 hulls. But the problem is you want to get rid of them as soon as you can. But again, the Chinese hulls are so bad that the medium cruiser is loved by everybody. Like anybody, you ask them what their favorite Chinese hull is, and the medium cruiser is going to be one of them. Alright, so just a couple more heavy cruisers to sink, and then we're done with this battle. Of course, those... and that's the thing, is you guys are seeing, like, you're seeing the fact that these ships, they take hits and they do damage. These ships don't survive because they just have those shot traps inherent to them. And mind you, these things actually have some decent armor layout on them. Now, the forebelt's weaker than I would... Like, if I were to build this, okay, the fact that it has a 4.8 aft deck is absolutely ridiculous. I don't understand that. But that main belt and the aft belt are perfectly reasonable, especially against the caliber of guns that my secondaries are. Like, my 6-inch guns can get through that no problem at this range, but my 4-inch guns are going to have a problem. But because of those shot traps, because if the rounds impact above the deck line here, there's a chance. Now, in this case, everything's coming in pretty flat against the side, so... But it's just like... I don't like these hulls. I don't like them at all. I'll use them in the beginning, but afterwards, no. Alright, so good little battle. The torpedo boats were the only thing to survive here, and again, at the cost of one torpedo boat. Like, we lost nothing in this battle, basically. The Russians, that right there was our Tsushima. Our Tsushima was accomplished at Magadan. Because that should basically wipe out anything they have on this side. Like, I have not noticed them sending any other bigger fleets this way. Like, there might be some that are in transit, but... I'm gonna do it. Okay, that's fine. That's a perfectly reasonable outcome. But yeah, I haven't seen any bigger fleets, and these... Yeah, it's a couple cruisers, a couple torpedo boats. Yeah, it's a heavy cruiser and a few torpedo boats, at least. So, cruiser... See, okay, so they've got fleets transiting from the Black Sea into the Red Sea right now, but by the time they get over here and actually get engaged, we're probably going to have taken all the territory we want. Like, they are not going to have a good time. Let's look at our tech real quick. So we're about to get battlecruiser design. So that's good. Also, So somebody, I apologize again. I don't remember who said what. Somebody made a comment about the Tsukuba and the other hull, which I can't think of the name off the top of my head right now. Oh, I'm exhausted. And they made a comment about it, and I thought about it, and I'm like, okay, you know what? Fine, I will do. I did remember about this. I will do a hull themed after the Tsukuba and the Ibuki. So, we're gonna make the Tsukuba 15,000 ton, and then we're going to make the. Well, actually, we'll see how big we have to make it because some of the limitations on these towers. So we'll see what we can do with it. Actually, I need to look these up real quick. Tsukuba. So Tsukuba had 2 funnels. Ibuki had 3. All right. So we will do ships themed after these ships, but they're not going to be exact. Actually, let's go ahead and place this. Okay. That looks fine. And then, of course, 12-inch guns, because that's what they were armed with. And then their secondary battery. 6-inch guns, which I don't know how many 6-inch guns we'll be able to actually. Not many. Definitely a pursuit ship. You know what? We're just gonna max her out. We're just gonna max her out. We're just not gonna. We're not gonna fuck around with it. So yeah, she had a bunch of 6-inch guns. So, and then a bunch of 4.7s and a bunch of 3-inch guns. So let's see what we can do in this regard. Yeah, it's because of this stupid piece right here that's really messing that up. And then, you know what? I know this isn't technically a canon style of doing this, but we're gonna do it anyways. So, ship's gonna be themed after Tsukuba, but it's not gonna be the Tsukuba. Well, I guess technically I could go. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna do it this way. Instead of doing this, we're gonna do this. Because the Ibuki had a much more uniform secondary battery. So 14 4.7-inch guns, which that all fits within the casements. Let's go ahead and do 4.7. And then from here, need some torpedoes. Those are going to be 18-inch torpedoes. Very nice, very nice. Now the Ibuki technically had... Oh, come on. What? Why? Why no you flit? Why no fit? Why are you being stupid? Why stupid? There we go. So we're going to do this more themed after the Ibuki. And then the Ibuki had a bunch of single 3-inch guns as well. So let's go ahead and do a bunch of single 3-inch guns. It's 12 3-inch guns. Technically, she only had 8. So let's get rid of these 2. Would you guys be mad if I'd made these dual barrel mounts? Just for the sake of aesthetic. Because that does look better. Nah. We'll do the single mounts. Because it was single mounts that the Ibuki had. So. Alright. So 4.7 is 3 inches. 12 inches. Let's go ahead and technology her out real quick. So again, for the sake of my sanity, I'm going to build 4 of these instead of building 2 different classes. I do apologize for anybody who feels strongly about that, but you know what? My stress level is what matters more to me. Sorry. So now, mind you, these were basically very large armored cruisers at this point in time. They were not really battle cruisers. They were just very large armored cruisers. Tower. I'm still astounded by the fact that there was that much armor on the tower. Like, did they really put that much armor on towers back then? Turrets. Okay, no, the barbettes are not going to be 7 inches on this. It's not happening. I don't care who you are. I'm not putting that small of a bar or that little of a barbette on these. So these are going to be kind of cool from the aspect that they are going to be basically like, again, they're basically large armored cruisers. And let's be straight up real quick. The fact that that kind of just goes together as well as it does is pretty nice. But you know, these are going to basically be large armored cruisers, and their whole goal is going to be just going out and raiding shit. Like, these are going to be commerce raiders through and through. Now, you might be curious, well, hey, Mike, you know, or Warhound. Mike, Warhound, you can call me whatever, I don't really care. But you're probably sitting there like, hey, bud, you got a lot of extra tonnage. And I realize. Don't worry, I realize. It's okay. It's okay. They'll be fine. Anyways, let's go ahead and we will start the construction of 4 of these bad boys. Now, mind you, the armor protection, everything on these things, again, it was very... Oh, I wasn't paying attention to the Ibuki's armament. It had 4 twin 8-inch guns on it as well. So, technically speaking, this thing is like a mix of the Tsukuba and the Ibuki. Because I'm not going in and editing that. I'm not. I wasn't paying attention to my chart. I'm not going to edit it. It's not happening. Whoopsie. I did an oopsie. Okay, real quick. We need to start building... We actually got a few things we need to build. So we need to build the Satsumas. The Satsumas will go into Sasebo. And then we need to build 4 of the Ibuki. And we are going to go ahead and we're going to... Actually, you know what? Vladivostok is looking pretty freaking nice as a battlecruiser base. So I think that's what we're going to use Vladivostok for, is it's going to be dedicated to battlecruisers, or our commerce raiders. Like they're you know, the commerce raiders, when I send them out, they're going to be sent out to areas and they're just going to be raiding like a mofo. All right, so let's go ahead and we are using lots of money. A lot of money. Let's go ahead and turn down crew training a little bit. I don't really want to reduce my tech budget much more, but with how much money we're using right now, it's kind of like it's one of those things where it's like, ooh, this is dangerous. Wait, naval invasion, what? Did I do an oopsie? Did I click through something I wasn't paying attention to? Huh. Oh, by the way, if you are, any of you are interested, because I'm going to start mentioning it, the current vape juice is Elixir Drips Sex on the Peach, 9 milligram. It's not too bad. It's a little harsher for my taste, personally. I prefer a lot more of a smoother, sweeter taste to my vape. That's just personally. You know what? Because we're getting a 1.5 off of that, I'm just going to auto-resolve this. God damn. I hate that so much. Okay. Jesus. Took so much damage there for no freaking good reason. And it's just because it's a bunch of torpedo boats. That's all it is. Okay. Where did our... Okay, so nobody actually pulled off. That's good. You guys can go down to... Alright, yeah. You guys return to Yokosuka. Yeah, because that's got the Mikasa in it. Return to Yokosuka. And then the rest of the fleet will proceed over here. Damn torpedo boats. It's like I can't catch them. Like, unfortunately, that's the problem. Is if I don't auto-resolve it, I can't catch them because I don't have, you know, if I had destroyers that could do 32, 33 knots, then I could catch them. But because my torpedo boat destroyers are the same speed as them, it's kind of the problem. Okay, so what was that naval invasion? That was really weird. I'm guessing that they started a naval invasion and then it immediately failed or something. I don't know. It was really weird. But Southern Siberia is under our control, so that's good. And then cruiser design. We now have Battlecruiser 1 unlocked. Let's go actually look at that real quick. Can we use that hull for anything? I don't know. Frankly speaking, we can't really... Fuck. Hold on. We might be able to use these. What's the max tonnage on these? 27. What's their max effective speed? 20. Son of a bitch. Okay, hold on. I gotta look something up real quick. Fuck. This is literally the Congo hull. This is literally the hull for the Congo. Oh, son of a bitch. We got the Congos 6 years early. That's kind of great, actually. Oh man. Okay, so the Congo. Oh, we can't even do it because we don't have the 14-inch guns yet. We need to get 14-inchers on this. All right. All right. So we've got a goal. We've got a goal, boys. We got to rush 14-inch guns as fast as possible. Me, I was sitting there thinking, I'm like, I don't know if this is the right hull for the Congo. And then I look at a 3D image, and I'm like, son of a bitch, it is. It's the exact same hull. It's like, ah, crap. I got that early. All right, so, well, that's fine. That's actually perfectly fine for us. We still haven't even built the Kawachis. Oh, man. Okay, so we need to get off cruiser design for a bit. Nope, nope. Off to the side with you. Over here. Oh, man. Okay, so... what do we... Yeah, we need to get 14-inch guns. We're pretty far off from 14-inchers, but we got to get 14-inchers. If I have to, I will build a 13-inch gun Congo just to have as a placeholder for the time being, and then replace it with 14-inch guns later, if I have to. It's just like, oh, shit. Damn it. Damn it, Rick and Bobby. All right, so let's see. Where are... Okay, yeah, they're still so far away. Oh, my God. Like, the poor bastards. They're sending this... Oh. Where'd you come from? Wait a minute. Okay, hold on. Yeah, that's a Soviet fleet right there. They're currently moving to the Adriatic. Where did this... Oh, wait, this is the fleet that's been sitting there that's refusing to move north against me. That's right. That's the fleet that just refuses to move. All right, let's go ahead and cycle turns. Oh, and by the way, guys, take a drink. Girlfriend messaged me. Mind you, it's relatively her time to wake up. If she works early enough, this is her time to get up. The pain of living in radically different time zones. All right, so let us see here. So both of our fleets should be in good condition. Oh, did I fuck that up? Oh, it's because of the ships going into port. All right, so let's turn the... Actually, would it be better to do it this way? Yeah, let's do it that way because I want to build the Satsumas. And all these ships, when they get into port, they're going to take up a bunch of time. Oh my lord, they're going to take up the port, the repair yards for a while. Oof. That's not fun. All right, Soviet Union, where are ya? Naval invasion. Kamchatka? Kamchatka. Is that how you say it? Is it Kamchatka? Is that how you say that? I literally have no idea how to say that. Like, seriously, like, I've never heard anybody say it. So I just don't know. As soon as somebody says it the proper way in front of me, I can say it for the rest of time. I just don't know personally. All right, so we're not bleeding as much money anymore. the fleet is like, I just love how many hulls we have right now. I'm gonna have to go through and do a refit program on basically the entire fleet. Starting here soon, but again, when we start taking all this territory, our goal next is going to be taking Manchuria, northeast China, eastern China. We're basically just going to start trying to consolidate this, but we might also go to war against the Spanish. Well, wait, okay, so World War One era would be going against the Germans, so our next target might actually be the Germans. I actually have to look. I don't actually remember. Actually, let me pull it up real quick. All right, so. Oh, that's right. That's right. I forgot. This is the autonomous national navy era. Like this is when. That's right. I forgot about this. I will get into this specific topic in the next video. Historically, this actually makes sense. I can do this alliance. I can actually do that alliance. Now, it would be better if the alliance was with the Brits, but actually I could do that alliance. Like, that alliance actually fits. Technically speaking, like, all of these nations, like, the Spanish, I could do. They were neutral in World War One, if I remember correctly. Italy, I can do. The U.S., I don't believe they actually formalized an alliance with the U.S. The British, of course, that's actually what got the Japanese in World War One was their alliance with the British. All right, real quick. All right, one month. Okay, so we need to make sure that nothing in Yokosuka is on sea control just to reduce some cash. All right, so reduce cash flow that way. Well, we're not going to bother turning this off since all that stuff has relatively minor damage. Kind of sucks we only have a 73% chance to take Kamchatka. I hate that I don't know how to say it. I actually really do despise that. It's like that's one of my pet peeves on a personal level. Is I hate not knowing how to say things like that. No, there will be no quota given. Colombia wants a kamikaze. I will give them a kamikaze. Banzai. Okay, so we're gonna start pushing forward with that. We want to get those started as soon as possible. Yeah, a lot of these cruisers got messed up by those torpedo boats. 69% chance. No whammy! No whammy, no whammy, no whammy. It's actually really funny. Somebody I was actually in voice chat with one of you guys. I do apologize that I don't remember who, but I was actually in voice chat with one of you guys. This was like 3 or 4 days ago. I do apologize. I just don't remember who it was. Oh wait, no. It was one. Now I think about it, it wasn't one of technically one of you guys. Technically, it was a another friend. Somebody I wouldn't classify as just a viewer. Who was like, you say no whammy all the time. What the hell is a whammy? Like, and I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Do you not know the game show? and he was like, no, I have no idea what you're talking about. And I'm like, oh, sweet summer child. Let me teach you. I had him watching old reruns of what was the actual name of the game show? No. Press Your Luck. That's right. That's right. Press Your Luck. Oh my god, it's been I should actually sit down and watch reruns of this show because it was so fun. It was just a fun time overall. Like one of my most favorite things to watch as a kid was that show. All right, so 2 months on that. All right, we're doing good. We're doing good. And then these guys can just move up there, take Eastern Siberia, and then we have taken everything we want to take in this war. Just consolidate our gains, and go from there. So let's go ahead. Now, just saying this real quick, this will be a shorter video this week or for this Friday. Unfortunately, due to the scheduling and everything, I am just so dead. I was going to record yesterday. I was planning on because they let me go from the other job as soon as they did. I was planning on literally having like 3 or 4 videos done yesterday, but then when I agreed to work the overnight, I was like, well, I'm going to have to prep for that, and then the prep just absolutely annihilated me. So I'm like, crap. It's like, damn it. I knew it was going to happen. And I did it anyways, and it bit me in the ass. So, but hey, gotta make the money, boys. Gotta make the money. I actually got asked by somebody if I had the opportunity to do YouTube full time, would I do it? And I kind of had to laugh a little bit because I was like, no. I like my job. I actually really like my job. I love doing security. I love it. Like and my other business stuff that I want to do, like I will never trade everything that I've got going right now for doing YouTube. Like, and that could change in, 3 or 4 years where it's like, oh, hey, I get the business stuff set up and we're working that, and then, security stuff kind of has to go by the wayside because it's like, oh, I just don't have the time, and then, the YouTube stuff can take more of a priority, that could happen. I don't know. The future is chaos and I love it. Like, I really just have no clue. And if YouTube ends up becoming more of a priority later down the line, like say, if I hit 100K subscribers, for example, and 1,000 or 2,000 of you decide, that's basically my metric, is every 100,000 subscribers. Like, this is just my personal viewpoint on it. I know other people have their different perspectives on things. Malaysia. Oh, hey. That's funny. I have a fleet available to go do that. I have a fleet that can go do that. That's great. These guys are handling this up here, and then I can go handle Malaysia. That's awesome. You know what? This is a good time. This is a good time. But anyways, getting back to what I was saying. But you know, personally, I view it as if you can obtain 1% of 100,000 viewers as members, could be Twitch, YouTube, whatever. Kick, for example, would be the best dispersion of funds at that point in time, because if somebody's giving $5, I believe Kick is what, 70%, 80% dispersion. YouTube is, I believe, 70-30. Twitch is 50-50 right now, which Twitch is talking about making it the dispersion even less, and I'm like, I don't know if that's gonna work out, Chief. Like, Twitch is already hemorrhaging people like crazy. It's actually really funny because for those who might not know, I'm actually partnered, or I'm actually an affiliate on Twitch. I got that. I did that like a year, probably about 2 years now. I did that like just as a, you know, friend of mine was like, "Hey, I'm gonna help you get this done now," and I'm like, "Okay," and so we got it. I got the affiliate. And right after that, that's when Twitch just started doing so many stupid things. Japan is blockaded by... Oh, we're being blockaded? How? Interesting. We're actually being blockaded right now. Well, that's fine, because we can do this. Peace treaty. Bring these guys down. Actually, that's the Katori. Okay, so these guys, they can come down into the Sea of Japan like so, and then the Katori can, or the Katoris can go into Northeast Asia, and we'll start getting, because for some reason it's saying we're getting blockaded. I don't understand how. Like, we have a whole another sea zone that they have to blockade. Well, okay, I guess. What ships do they have here? Oh. Oh, that's considered Northeast Asia right there. So, okay, so they technically have enough tonnage surrounding us that we're considered blockaded, but we're not really blockaded. Like, this would not be considered a blockade. Alright, well, it is what it is. Alright, let's go ahead and queue this up again. Gotta keep cranking that. Like, I'm not making that mistake ever again in a freaking series. Never again. Alright, so before we wrap up the video, I want to get the peace deal and everything. I want to be able to have this all wrapped up before I end the video. The only reason why they're able to operate in this region, though, is because they're allied with China. If they weren't allied with China, they'd be fucked so hard. Like, they would be so boned right now. Ah, there's the peace deal. Nice. Alright, I'm thinking about, yeah, I'm just gonna take the money. Money, money, money! Alright, cool. And let's go ahead and tell these guys to go to where they need to go. So these guys are gonna go ahead and they're gonna go park here in North Honshu. These guys are going to go park in Yokosuka. then we're just going to finish this up down here in Malaysia real quick. We're going to go ahead and reduce our budget like that for a second. We're going to go ahead and suspend building for a second. Let's try to... I want to try to retain as much of the money I just gained as possible instead of bleeding it all in operational costs. I also have a bunch of ships in dock right now that I can put on limited. I forgot to do that. Saved us a little extra money. These guys are about to finish up. These guys are coming down into port. As soon as these guys are done, send them out to Sasebo. Again, I just wanted to clean this all up, get this all organized for the next video. Which, so yeah, just letting you guys know, we are officially back to, just to round this video up real quick, we are officially back to 5 uploads a week. Again, the upload on Sundays will be, yeah, we'll build that. The upload on Sundays will be related specifically to, just gaming with my friends. They are the great group of guys that I am affiliated with. Love them to death. They're great people. Are these kamikazes? Yes, they are. So we're gonna send these guys over here where they need to be. And so you guys will be getting to meet them again. On the Discord, you'll recognize guys that are marked with tags of Goonies. Those are all personal friends of mine. And they will be joining me for co-op stuff. And because, you know, I want to get back into playing games with them. I've been very focused on single-player stuff for a while now. I have not been nearly as active in the multiplayer space as I used to be. All right, and then we're considered behind now. That's not fun. I wonder what we're considered behind on. That's the question. Oh, everybody. Wow. Wow. Okay. Okay, I see you guys. I see you guys. All right, let's turn that up. So, real quick. Because we do need to get caught back up on that. But anyways, guys, I'm going to go ahead and tie this up here. A bit of a filler episode. We're going to start getting into the fleet program that happened pre-World War II, or my apologies, World War I. We're going to start getting into that a little bit. And then we're also going to start getting into a few of the different things that ends up occurring going into World War I. So anyways, guys, I love you all. Talk to you later. Have a good one.